the top dog, we at the top level. I'm a rebel, line up cause I'm a top rebel. Look in my eyes, this is my time. Step up, rise up, strike first, bring it on.
Fight fans, here we go. SparStar Promotions is proud to present the re-rounds of mixed martial arts for the vacant flyweight SparStar Promotions title. This bout is sponsored in part by Bitch Slap Energy. Hashtag you need a bitch slap. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, John Romero. And now, introducing to you first, on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks, trimmed in white and red. He is training out of Cage Combat Academy in Victorville by way of Hesperia. He weighed in 126.5 pounds. His record, 6 wins, 1 defeat, with 5 wins coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former SparStar Promotion and California State Bantamweight Champion, Michael Santiago! His opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner, he is wearing white trunks, trimmed in red and blue. He is training out of Team Quest and X-Fit Combat Sports by way of Banning, California. He weighed in 127 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 2 losses, with 3 wins coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nathan Hawthorne! Once again, our referee in charge, John Romero, to give final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we went over instructions back in the dressing room. Remember, protect us at all times, obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, let's go and do so now. Let's go back to our corners and come out fighting.
All right, friends, you're about to see a very good fight take place.
I am nervous. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that Nathan seems to be extremely chill, or he was right till he ran out to the center of the cage. He better be ready to bring it because Santiago is always game and he pushes the pace. Very exciting fighter to watch.
The crowd already starting their Santi chants, letting them know, Michael Santiago, that he is very appreciated here by an incredible group of people that they have brought.
So many fans. It's crazy.
And yet, I have to say, Nathan's demeanor is kind of the right one you need when you know you've got that many people there for your opponent. Relax, not letting it get to him, and just trying to stay focused at the task at hand.
Yep, still.
Oh, nice combination there by Santiago.
I was going to say still filling each other out, but whoa! That combination plus this level change.
When I talk to you about the relentless pressure, this is what I'm referring to. Mike is very difficult to shake off of you. And when he really goes for a kill, it is incredibly tough to get him off of you.
That foot sweep, too, from the back,
Yep.
That was so quick.
It's that it's efficient and quick. It's that he doesn't waste energy. He literally gets it, and then he's clamped right on the back. Now he has 1:38 to work for this rear naked choke. Now, the triangle might be on the other side, but it is close to the cage, so it is hard to move in that position. It will give, and you're looking at the 2-on-1 grip here. He's pushing off the hand, but now he's a little bit behind. That's not a good grip to give Michael Santiago. So you're seeing now him work. Even though it's not a full-on body triangle, you almost have to time it perfectly to get out.
Well, he can only get out to that left side, and that is blocked by the cage. So The fact that it's not a full body triangle doesn't really matter in this particular position unless some space can be made. But now both hooks are firmly in.
Yep.
And you can see Nathan there trying to, it looked like he was trying to go
great
over both
readjustment
legs.
there by Mike. So he's utilizing that underhook with that arm to give him space. Looks for the arm bar. Looks like he has it. He's getting lifted.
No, he's out.
But he moves Santiago off, and Santiago still holding on to that arm bar, thinking he's got a shot.
Oh, much
it
better
might
angle
be difficult
now.
to do, and he may have it here, John. He is getting lifted, and you are seeing him not wanting to tap to this moment. It is close, and he is trying to shake him off. Santiago holding on, and it looks like he might have survived and weathered that storm, but Mike is not ready to let it go just yet. He tries to make the adjustment and now is going to probably scramble on back up, looking for a reliable source of wrestling for him. Gets a finished takedown again, but now finds himself with the last few seconds getting pushed up against the cage, and that will conclude the very first round of action here. I mean, again, props to Nathan. Very calm, found his way out, but because of the containment that Mike had there, it is very telling. Like, hey man, the amount of mistakes you can make in here have to be so small.
Yeah.
Because Santiago is ready to jump and capitalize on a minute's notice. And arm bars are hard to finish in that cage.
Yeah.
Mike's looked pretty good, but it was just razor thin that you were able to see Nathan get out.
I'd be very curious to know if Nathan took a couple of pops on that elbow or not.
It's possible.
At the very, very end, it looked like the elbow was free, but up until then, I'm not so sure. That was a tight armbar, and it was a good attack. And credit to Nathan, though. He stayed composed and then even started throwing knees right at the end.
And, you know, it's weird because even in that position, normally you get out, you have the advantage. You can start wailing on him. You have a pass guard potentially, or you have that momentum that you're able to contain. In that particular thing, Mike darted right back up. So it's not an assurance you're going to get out, but you're going to see, look at the forehead of Santiago there. It's a little marked up, and I believe that was from that transition. He took a few of those like hammer fists from that position.
Yeah, and good. Nathan here throwing that left jab out immediately as the first strike of this round. Curious to see what kind of adjustments they're both going to make.
Now you're seeing Nathan try to utilize a little bit more of his kicks, you know, negating a little bit of the ways that Santiago was finding his way on the inside of that exchange that was just previously done there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's there should be a fire under Nathan now because he's down one. There's only 3 rounds, right? He's down 1 round, most likely. You know, he's got to at least win this one so he has a chance to win the whole thing by winning the 3rd.
Well, keep this in mind now. You almost want to keep those kicks out because you know he's going to dart in. He has the ability to get that takedown, and even if you stuff it, like here, you're put up against the cage.
It is very surprising how quickly he level changes and gets the legs without a huge setup or anything. He just goes, and he's so quick that he can still get there and do it pretty safely.
I mean, one thing to say,
nice.
Wrestler's going to wrestle.
Yep.
Like, this is a bread and butter moment for him. He's so composed. You're going to see him try to wrap these legs up very shortly, but I think he's making sure not to give him an inch. And look, the back just barely availed itself, and you're seeing Mike kind of almost stuck in position here. He's thinking about taking the back, but he doesn't want to give up a second. He might go for an additional trip here if I'm thinking him out right.
Yep. Yeah, and there you see him. He's trying to put that crab hook in, maybe thinking about kicking out the ankle. They're now waiting him forward.
Weighing down.
It's tough, though, because when they're up against the cage, it's like you can't get behind them there because their back's to the cage, but this was a great option.
Yep.
Unfortunately, and to Nate's credit, he's butt scooting back towards the cage so he can wall walk up. Yep. And Santiago's trying to pull him away from the cage.
Once again, kind of availing itself, but Nathan just gets out of it, but may find himself in a wrestler's purgatory, just continuously getting out to get taken down again. Santiago very firmly in control, but there hasn't necessarily been as compromised of a position that we found in that first round. Mike's settling into it. He's got the legs bunched up. And now this is really just like Nathan waiting to see where his leverage goes. He really can't do much in this position just yet. And you almost want to try and get distance from this fighter. But notice, every time he gets up, Mike is trying to bait him to go into another position that maybe gives up that back, which we saw was a very controlling position. But now we're looking at the end of it, and look at that thigh on Nathan on the inside right there. You're seeing a little bit of an imprint. I am guessing the work from over there from Michael Santiago. I do have a question here. I do wonder if part of this design, even when it looks a little unconventional, like we talked about weighing down on your opponent, maybe at an angle, I don't think he's trying to sag him as much as he's trying to get a reaction that he knows he can time faster to reverse it.
Like the way that he's going to the back when he gets up like that? Yeah, it's the only thing that's stopping him from getting there is the cage. If they're right up against the cage, he tries to throw that second hook in, and he just can't because he can't turn the corner.
But I think that's why you see that non-traditional. He knows you don't want to overcommit to that because sometimes you find yourself on the bad side of a takedown. I think what he wants is to elude he's doing to that, to re-counter off of that, just so he gets a little bit of movement off that cage. And it's so unconventional because they go, nah, I don't see Mike make those mistakes. And yet, you didn't see Nathan take the bait on that. Nathan basically kept his side up against that cage to say, no, if I move here, it could be disastrous. So just a game of inches in terms of control into this fight so far. We now go to the third round, and things have been looking good for Santiago. The crowd very much behind him, a nice little pleasantry exchange between the gentlemen. And you got to feel the pressure is on Nathan now to deliver, and he is coming out swinging right now, John.
Yeah, Santiago getting his hands going a little bit. Oh, good leg kick from Nate, though, and Santiago turns that into an ankle pick.
As one does.
Wow, that's impressive. But Nate is really good about getting his back to the cage and wall walking, so this is really difficult to hold down. I like Santiago grabbing this arm around the back. This is a great control. Yeah, and you see it trying to step out of the close guard because this will keep him at least momentarily locked in. If he can get around this leg, it's a good control.
I'll tell you this, though, John.
Lost the arm.
One thing that you will find about Santiago, obviously the wrestling's good. His passing, you don't even get to see it all the time. I've seen it up close. It's very slow, and it just grinds. Like, this dude takes his time, and that's one of the benefits of seeing a wrestler who knows how to combine it with jiu-jitsu for MMA. It is very difficult to teach people.
Well, also, too, like if you're a wrestler and you've got some decent ground and pound, and here you can see the half Nelson.
Yep.
If you're, yes, wow,
looking for the back again,
Nate, though. Good job from Nate. Yeah, but he's going to give his back, and now Santiago with his back to the cage, so there's nothing stopping Santiago from taking the back like in the previous sequences.
He's trying to slip that arm underneath, and I don't have a perfect angle, but it does look
pretty deep
very
already.
Concerning, John.
And he's got a body triangle. This is looking really bad for Nate.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a few ways to go here, and you almost want the cage to be your friend, but it actually might work against you with the wrong turn, John.
Yeah, it was working for him before, but now that there's that bit of space, Santiago moved right into that space and then looked to take the back. Now he's here on the back with a full body triangle.
And he found his timing right there. It could,
good hand control, though.
I mean, listen, Nathan's recognition of those spots, very well done. You can maybe feel that his team understood they were going to go up against a heavy wrestler here. And now he has a grip. That arm is just close to the chin, and yet maybe this is the time where he's a little bit behind. The question is, will there be enough time on the clock for Santiago to get the finish beat? He has a very firm body triangle locked here. It's just a matter of, does he get the finish or consider just maintaining that control?
Well, he'll collapse Nathan if he decides to extend that right leg of his that's hooked behind Nathan's leg.
This actually looks like a drill they have you go from one quarter to another with somebody on you with their full body weight. The added pressure is this person is trying to choke you, and if you slip up, you will get choked, but that's going to be the end of the round, and I think you will see an impressive, dominant display by Michael Santiago, who may not have gotten the finish, but did an incredible job all the way through.
Ladies and gentlemen, now in the cage to award our winner with their championship belt, please give it up for our newest season ticket holder, Brian Holt. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our scorecards. We have our decision. All 3 judges cage side scored the bout 30-27 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision. They are the new SparStar Promotion flyweight champion, the blue corner, Michael Santiago!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your champion, Michael Santiago. Congratulations, sir. How you feeling right now?
Feeling good, Ravs. Good to talk to you, man. I was hoping I was talking to you tonight.
I was hoping to talk to you, but you know what? It's because you did a great performance. You had a game partner here. He was trying to defend like crazy. Your pressure is always impeccable. Talk to me about this fight. How'd you feel all the way?
I knew he was a good opponent. He was a champion in another division. I'm fighting champions now, so good competition. I know what I'm in stake for or I'm in the run for, so it's just putting my skills to the test and accomplishing them one fight at a time, man. It's awesome.
We're gonna talk about your ability to mix up your wrestling, your jiu-jitsu, and then not sleep on your boxing. What do you feel like won it tonight?
Today, obviously, the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu was key. To the fans, I promise to give more action next time, more punches, more ground and pound. I'm an exciting fighter, and I'll prove it once again. Tonight was a dominant grappling performance, but I know I can show more.
I mean, you definitely put out for us. You were trying to get that finish. You had that body triangle, and I tell you, anybody who's grappled with this man knows pressure for days. Let me ask you this, though, man. You've had a busy off-season. You got married recently. You're always competing. You are one of the luckiest people because you got a gang of people over there. What do you have to say to all of those people who were chanting Santi the entire night?
They already know the deal, man. I love Cage Combat Academy, the gym family, all my friends and family, my beautiful now wife, the best person in the entire world, and above all, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus. Everybody knows that, and he's the number one, man. Without him, none of this is possible. This isn't possible. Thank you, Bobby Green, for being in my corner, Alex Reyes, Albert Velos. We got Dylan Morales coming up in a couple fights, so it's gonna be a good night, man.
Job's not done. Hey, congratulations to you, sir. Go enjoy your night. Ladies and gentlemen, your champ, Michael Santiago.
Huge congratulations to Michael Santiago. What an athlete. Put on a great performance tonight. I'm glad the judges